Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello, good to have you here.
Good to have you as well. Thank you for
Thank you.
gracing us with your your presence. I know that you have a busy schedule, so let's get right into it. Take us back to the beginning. You have such an impressive profile. So take us back to the very beginning. What shaped you to being the woman that you are today?
Yes, good evening. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are. You are. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Um, as you rightly said, my name is Kodou Jeng. I'm Gambian, and I grew up from an underprivileged background. Um, Neither of my parents attended school. Um, and as a kid, we were seven. I have five sisters and two brothers. So growing up as a girl, I realized that my elder sisters, once they complete senior secondary school, they have to go and get married because my parents could not pay for them to go to university. And I've always wanted to be an engineer in my career. And at the time when I completed grade 12, I had very good results, but the University of the Gambia was not offering engineering programs. That was the time the university just started. So there were no engineering programs. So around that time, all the engineers we had to go outside the Gambia and study. And I can remember the year I was born was the year my father retired from work as a driver. He was working as a driver at the Ministry of Agriculture. So things were hard for our parents. So going for senior secondary university was out of the way. I could not go to university. But all along, I had this belief that it was only through university that I could be the woman I want to be and be able to support my parents. So at the age of 25, I had to take a decision. I wanted to start a family and I also want to go to school. But I was so careful with the husband I'm going to get married to. I was really careful with that. So I came in contact with my husband, my current husband. We have been married for 21 years now. Uh, yes, we got married in 2005. And this year, Alhamdulillah, it's 21 years. And I got married to him, and I had to share my intentions that at some point, I want to go and further my education. So he agreed, and I attended a certificate program in telecommunication engineering and a diploma, advanced diploma at Gambia Telecoms. So when I completed, they employed me. So I started as a fiber optic technician and had to go through the, 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 the ladder. Starting my job as an engineer was not easy because it was really tough. We had a very fragile network at the time. We have to travel up country to restore whenever the cable has a cut. We have to travel at odd hours. We have to spend nights at very odd places, and being the only lady was not comfortable for me. So I had to go through that, and I can remember there was this time that we had to travel to the provinces, and we were four of us. I was the only lady. By then, I was serving as a senior engineer for transmission. So we traveled to the provinces, and it was late. We had to spend the night over somewhere. We could not get a place to sleep, so we had to spend the night in the Gamtel premises. That's inside the equipment room. So I slept in the equipment room at around 2 a.m. The lights went off. By then, we don't have enough electricity in the Gambia. So the lights went off. When the lights went off, I went out, checked with the security. Can you put on the generator? He said, no, there is no generator. When it gets to 2 a.m., the lights are off. So you have to spend the rest of the night like that. So those are some difficult moments that I had to pass through. But at the back of my mind, I had the belief that I have to work harder I have to save as much money as possible to further my education. So I continued from engineer. Later, I was moved to Gambia Cellular as I started as senior engineer, and later from senior engineer and to manager. I had some difficulties being the only lady at that office in the transmission sector, but in any institution, there are rules that guide you. So whenever I have problems, we go back to the drawing board. I will have to put them together. I was employed to be in this position. I did not go through the back door. I was interviewed like everybody, and I had the job. So we all have to follow the rules and do the job. And that was how I continued with the boys. I think I have a very good relationship with them after that. We were able to work together amicably. But coming from that environment that I grew up in, I knew there are so many young women who had the brains to make impact in their society. And the only thing they need was an opportunity to go out, like they are bonded. All they need is for someone to hold their hands and move out of that environment. And that was the reason I founded Women in STEM Gambia in 2022. The intentions at the beginning was, I just want to help a handful of number of students, let's say a maximum of 20, 15, and the like. But when I started, it grew like wildfire. Everybody started coming, joining. So many people joined. Everybody showed interest. It shows that these people needed someone to support them. So you can't stop them. The numbers started growing. Husbands started calling. I want my daughter to be part of the organization. We started going to schools, having programs for students, helping them with their experiments. We designed hands-on experiments for them to, because most students in the Gambia, what they do is they go through the theory aspect. So we showed them another way of learning, and that really created a lot of impact. So at some point, I realized that I was getting the publicity that I did not want. I never wanted that because I don't want the focus to be on me instead of the objective that I wanted to fulfill. I remember in 2024, it started in 2023, I was nominated for an award and I declined. I had to decline. I had to take an excuse and call the organizers. I up to date, I don't know who nominated me for that award. And I gave this excuse that all the other nominees are my mentees. So I declined that and gave them chance to shine. So from that award, I had in 2024, I had series of awards. So the publicity was too much on me, like my name was everywhere. And that was not what I wanted, because I have this intention to help young people. I don't want that to be on the spotlight. Like I don't want to overshadow my objectives. So at some point, I had an award in Ghana. One was from Ghana and one was from Kenya. It was the STEM Woman of the Year. And there was one from Addis. I didn't even go for that. I did not collect that award. But the awards were so many, and I had to sit back. Because in my career, when I have issues, I sit back and try to recollect what are the problems, like what do I need to do. My objective was to help young people, and I never wanted anything to deter me from that. So I had to sit back and make a decision. I'm sorry, I'm not a very good speaker. So I have to decide what I want to do.
Doing great. Great.
So
We're riveted.
so I have to decide. That was when I decided that I would focus on helping people. And I will also limit my social presence. So I was working on the ground. I remember last year, we were able to support 3 young girls full scholarship to complete their universities. When the results, the grade 12 results were out, I realized that some of the girls that are in our STEM clubs, they wanted to go to university and they could not get the opportunity to go to university. So they reached out to me, but out of the whole list, 3 of them were also, it's like my story was being repeated. One of them came from the provinces in a village called Bakindik. It's in the North Bank in the provincial Gambia. She said she wanted to be a medical doctor. And her parents could not pay for her school fees. And she has very good results, amazing results. And she said she will not be able to go to university. I felt bad because that was the same story I had as a kid. So I said, okay, you know what you will do? You go and apply for the university program. So normally students would pay $1,000 to apply for that program. You just go to and apply. I gave them money, they applied. That was it. One of them was from Bakindik, one from Makati. It's far down in the provinces. And the other one is from the Combos here in the Greater Banjul. So I advised 3 of them to go and apply for the programs. One was studying nursing, the other one was studying civil engineering at the university, at USET, Safieto. So they applied for the programs, gave them $1,000 for them to apply, and they applied and they came back. We have applied, but where are we going to get the scholarship? I said, Allah is great, we will get there. So we started applying for scholarship opportunity, different scholarship opportunities. I did not know that they had scholarship from one of the places that we applied for. That was through the president of the Gambia. So when the president was awarding scholarships, I was invited as guest speaker. Wow. Walking into that room and seeing those 3 girls was the happiest day of my life.
Oh.
All of them were in that room. I was so happy to see them there. Then I had to include that in my speech. And like the focus was on them. But helping people does not mean that you have to be sharing it everywhere. It's not necessary. What is more necessary is to be able to impact people's life. I had the opportunity to go to university, not because I paid for myself, but because of the company I worked for helped me. And when I was coming back from Ghana, where I did my BSc, I made one promise. The support I receive, I'll give it back. If it is going to be 1 person, 2 person, it depends. 2 people, it depends. What I want to help. So today I've seen that help has gone beyond my expectation. Like what I wanted to do has gone beyond my expectations. I had 3 things that I wanted to do when I started. It was to write a book, sharing my journey, like the difficulties I faced, how I was able to take care of marriage, and how I was able to work in a male-dominated field, and also to start Wisdom Africa, Women in STEM Gambia. A bit about my marriage. I got married at the age of 25. And like in most African countries, I stayed with my husband and his family for 19 years in a big family compound. Like the previous speaker mentioned, it's our responsibility as housewives to cook for the family. I had to do that. So despite the fact that my husband was helping me, he was also at a very strategic position. He should not over support me and leave his family behind. He was in that position. He has to choose between his family or me. So I also have to support him. So I take care of my responsibilities as a housewife. I wake up every morning, sweep the whole compound, prepare rice, because normally weekends I'll cook for the whole family, keep them in different bowls in the fridge, boil some rice, because Gambia rice is a staple food. Take care of my kids, drop her at school. I have a daughter. She's 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I would drop her off at school. And at some point, we had this opportunity that was the advanced diploma that came late. So I applied for the advanced diploma. But it was the advanced diploma that took me to Ghana. So when I applied for the advanced diploma, I think it was the most difficult time of my life. I had to wake up early in the morning, take care of the compound, take care of my daughter. And I will read before going to work. From work, my husband will pick up my daughter and I go for classes and close back and come late. So every day I will get home very late. It was a very tough moment, but it was the best decision I have ever taken. Because at that time we don't have lecturers, so we have to read on our own. All we had was a syllabus. I had to read on my own and prepare for the external exams. So when we had that external exams, we have four of us passed the exam, and the four of us were sent to Ghana for a top-up program
Oh,
for my BSc degree. And I was the only lady in my class again. So I went through difficult moments, but it was through those difficult moments that I was able to be the woman I am today. I know the difficulties that young people face at some stage in their careers. And I don't want them to go through the difficulties that I have gone through. I have made a lot of connections wherein I can help. I can remember the last week, there was this young girl who called because of a job opportunity for a manager position that I shared with her. She sent me a message, Kodou, I got the job. Like things like things like this are the things that I enjoy most. I describe them as my success story because I'm impacting the lives of others. I'm changing the lives of others instead of impacting my life as an individual. I am okay as a woman because most of the basic things I need, I do have. But there are so many people out there who need maybe it's only a scholarship, a school fees for them to change their life. It's one job you have to share with them that will change their life. Or it's you introducing that person to another person that will change their life. So
yeah.
these are the that I focus on most of the time. Thank you.
Wow. I don't. So I have just been quiet and following your story, and it is one of the most amazing stories I have ever
Oh,
heard. Very inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome.
You touched a lot of the questions I wanted to ask, but I'm just going to
Mhm.
segue into certain things. Now, if you are in the comment section and you have a question, put it there. I'll see it, we'll ask. But just to highlight something you said that I have been, turning over in my mind, you said, I am okay with the woman I am right now. You are okay to be behind the scene as long as you impact other people. And I feel like that's very profound because most of the time, people want to be in the spotlight. I like the spotlight. I like to be influential. I have a mindset that, if you're in a position of authority and you have some influence and authority, people can generally give you credibility. So how have you been able to manage and balance that? Because you didn't want to take awards. I don't know if I can do that.
Yes. Yeah, the first award was STEM award from She Awards. I think the body was awarding women. And I was not comfortable with that award because I think I needed to give them space for them to
Hmm.
get that. Yeah. I needed, and I believe it was the best decision I made at the time. And yes, it's not bad to be on the spotlight. It's not bad. For me, it's not bad. For different people have different ways of seeing
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
using theater at different lenses. And I don't want the focus to be on me as an individual. I'm not okay just to say I'm okay, I have enough money, but I'm okay as a person. I'm okay because I know from where I came from and where I am today is totally different. I started very tough. There are some things that you can even cheer as an individual, but it was really tough as a kid. I've seen my parents struggle to feed us as kids. I've seen them struggle to pay our school fees. My mom has to go to school and sell food so that she can give us lunch. And I just reminded her the last time. My mom was very strict. She believes in discipline. And I was the stubborn one in my family. I came from a Muslim family. I'm the only one without hijab, by the way. We are six sisters, five sisters, yes, five sisters. I'm the only one without hijab. So she believes I'm very stubborn. So sometimes I might do something, my mom will try and discipline me. So when I go to school and she's selling food, I would say that I will not buy from her. I'll buy from my friend's mom. And we were discussing that the last time, we all started laughing. And I told her this, Mom, and you were the one who gave me that money for me to buy food. And being a kid, I said, I will not buy from you. I hope you forgive me. She said, No, I know you were just a kid. So I've seen my mom struggle to help us to get the 3 square meals that we need. So if I am at a level that those are not things that I struggle to get, I think I believe I'm okay. So, but there are people in that situation growing up in a similar situation, and they are the bigger part of the community that we live in. And they have the intelligence to impact our society. But someone has to pull them from that area and bring them to where they should be. They can help themselves and they can also contribute to national development. So that's my focus. And that's what exactly I'm doing. I used to be very active on social media, very active. I post basically everything that I have to do. But at some point, I realized I was focusing on my personal growth instead of my objectives to help other people. And I remember also one thing, my husband has been someone who greatly helped me. He really supported my journey. I remember when I was going to Ghana, I sat him down at night. I told him that this is the opportunity I have. The company is going to pay for my scholarship to go and study in Ghana. But my daughter was at a very critical age by then. She was around 14. So it was a difficult decision for me to make. I had to sit with my husband. We had a discussion. Normally when we have issues, things that come up, we discuss as a family. So I told him that I really want to go to Ghana and for my degree. And he knows very well how much I am attached to education, how much I want to have for my education. He said one statement that I will never forget. He said, Kodou, go to Ghana and make me proud. That was what he said. And I will take care of our daughter for you. And that was exactly what he did. My husband has been someone who has been very supportive.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Nothing to apologize about. This is why we're here. to see the
Yeah,
real
sorry.
authentic things. Oh, this is amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sorry. He really helped me. My husband has always been there to make sure that I get what I want. He has always been there to make sure that I get all the opportunities. Sometimes some opportunities come online. He will share it with me. Hi,
Oh,
Kodou, please apply for this. This is for you. He has done that. Sometimes I will give him money. This is for you. He said, no, take care of yourself and take care of your girls. That's how he says it. So he
oh,
has really helped me in my career. And I remember when I was asked to write that book about my journey, there was a whole chapter for him, my life with him. There was a whole chapter that I wrote about how I lived with that man. And I realized during the launch of that book in Ghana in March this year, that chapter has impacted so many lives in that room.
mm,
When we got to that room, it has impacted so many people. So as a girl, as a young girl growing up, always make sure that you get the right partner. Because if they don't support you, you won't get to where you want to be. You
uh-huh.
need support at every stage of your career. These are people you're going to live with. You will share your happy moments with them, the sad moments for them to advise you. So it has to be someone who is there for you as an individual. Yeah, this is something I wanted to share with the viewers.
Wow. If you are in
Mhm.
the comment section, I see the I'm going to read out some of the comments that I'm seeing here.
Mhm.
God bless your husband, and may God help me to marry right. Your husband is a great man. Plenty of salute to your husband. The line that I really like, if your partner doesn't support you, you cannot get to where you want to get to. That is so beautiful. Yesterday, the theme was on focusing on understanding yourself, knowing what you should delegate, protecting your peace. Today, I find like the common and current theme running in today's event is support system, the importance of a support system, how choosing the right partner, having the support of your family can help you. Thank you so much, Kodo. This is such an amazing story. I am so impressed. I know you mentioned when you were sharing your story that when you wanted to get married, you took time to make
Yeah.
sure that you picked the right person. And now we see why. Daniel says that you have an amazing story, not being comfortable with awards. And I think it's also a lesson in knowing who you are, knowing yourself, knowing what your objectives are, and not following, the norm. If this is where your heart is, if this is the kind of person you are, just stick with it and it will still provide impact. I have just one more question for you. And if you have any questions in the comment section, please put it out there and we're going to take it. But I have one more question because Ashanti, I would like that you type your question, please. Thank you very much so that it saves time as well. For Thank you, Ashanti. Thank you so much. You are amazing. So for the woman who is unseen, unheard, and dealing with different kinds of silent struggles, what will be the one thing you will tell her to do? And then I'll ask one more question because I'm also very interested in your girls. Permit us to call them your girls as well because we have adopted
Mhm.
them as well. So, what would be the
Yeah.
thing that you would say to a woman who feels unseen, invisible, and is just silently struggling and doesn't have the kind of support that you had in the first place?
I believe there are so many organizations out there that are ready to help young girls. In the Gambia,
Mm,
so many organizations, and they have adopted uh, strategies that are really helpful. Like they are going out there for the girls and young girls to take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah.
Like today we all talk about artificial intelligence, for example.
Yes.
Most people don't know the basics of AI. Organizations like ours, we started training young girls on courses. They will have certificates from Cisco or IBM. And if there are any fees that they need to pay, we will pay for those fees.
Oh,
Like the
wow.
best students will have exams and we will pay for those fees. So these are things that you believe can help with your career. You have to go out there to those organizations, just not to be there as a member, but be there for on purpose. Like know why you are there, know why you want to be part of that organization. Like what are the objectives, exactly know what the objectives of the organization are and what you can learn from them. And also try and get a mentor. And mentors are really important in our everyday lives because they will guide you. I've seen so many girls come out to me that they want mentors in different areas. The last one was she wanted to be a aeronautical engineer, but we have a space engineer in our team. So I linked them up. So there are organizations out there that can provide that opportunity for you. They can link you up with someone in the field, and that person can be yourself as your guide. You don't necessarily have to be on the spotlight to get what you want. You need to know what exactly I want. Is being on the spotlight going to solve that problem that I want to solve? It has to be something that can solve the problem, but you just don't want to be there, out there. For what reason? You have to have a reason of being out there. And as women also, the more we expose ourselves, we become more vulnerable sometimes. Especially maybe if an elderly woman will be able to take care of her, be responsible, but for younger girls, in any social media that you are going to have an account with, have a purpose. These algorithms, they follow what you follow, what you click on a daily basis. I want to be a data scientist. Look out for women in that field. You will learn from them every day. I always tell these girls that data you buy, the internet that you use your own money to buy the data, it has to be something that can help change your life. You don't have to buy it for anything. It has to be something that can impact your life. Don't be there just for the purpose of being there or being at the spotlight because you want to share your beauty or something. There's always time for all those things. Wherever you want to be, sometimes the work you do can be the reason why you are on the spotlight. So you just have to have a mentor and know the reason why you want to be on the spotlight. Yeah.
This has been one of the most impactful sessions we've had in the conference, if you would agree with me.